Good morning, Mheshimiwa.
Good morning.
Yesterday in the offices of IEBC in Naivasha, you were cleared as an independent candidate.
Yeah, and now it is me to hit the grassroots campaign where I'm going to campaign as Mwalimu Mwangi, mtu wa watu, turudishe uongozi kwenye watu. So I thank the IEBC for clearing me. I know we are cleared, several of us. I entrust leadership. I entrust that the people of Naivasha will entrust me in the leadership.
What is your strategy?
I think my strategy remains secret because I don't want my opponents to use it. But I'm going to use a different strategies from the norm, from what others have been using or from what has been used in other years. This time around, it is mwananchi wa kawaida who I'm targeting.
What is your manifesto?
Briefly, I will state part of my manifesto. The first thing, Naivasha is a unique constituency. With Naivasha, we know very well it is not homogeneous in so many aspects. First aspect is the social dynamics. We know the economic activities that happen in Naivasha. We also know the inhabitants of Naivasha is just very unique. Naivasha is a town or a constituency that is very unique. You'll find communities from all over Kenya living there. So what I'll say, my manifesto, the first thing is unity. In fact, I am using Mount Longonot, which is only, the crater which is only in Naivasha, to make Naivasha very unique as my symbol. So Mount Longonot is my symbol of unity. So unity is what is the first item in the manifesto. The second thing, we know that right now we are not doing political liberation. We are doing what we call economic liberation all over Kenya. So I'll want the people of Naivasha to trust me on matters of economic liberation. On this, we are going to start circles with every grouping so that every group will benefit. Every person benefits from cheap loans. We know life has been very difficult. We have seen people's properties being confiscated because of expensive loans. We want money to rotate among the people of Naivasha. These I'll achieve. What comes from the government will just be like an incentive to them, like the kitties, the women kitty, the Wezo Fund, everything else that comes to the government with that. Economic liberation also, I will state that the tendering and everything else that is done to give jobs to people, especially the youth. Here, what I'm thinking and what I have been advocating for is for people to register companies, then we get the tenders openly. We can achieve this by opening an office, an ICT center. In fact, that's been in my plan because I want everybody in Naivasha to benefit. When we talk about future, we don't talk about 1 year future, we talk about a lifelong future of every member of my constituency. I'll want that person to benefit in that. With the center, ICT center, the information center, will have the modern day technology where all information about the government or public tendering, public utility, everything will be available in those offices. In the same office, that is where we shall have other departments like bursary issuance department, CDF will be run from there, and any constituency development will be held there. So mine mostly is to make Naivashans have something called the equity of resources. We want every money that is generated within Naivasha to benefit all the people. So with ICT, I mean, information will be to everybody, just as I believe that I'm going to represent Naivasha. I'm not going to rule Naivasha. I'm going to represent the constituents. So what the constituents want, they will get it openly. The other part is what well, these are just a few of the items that I've mentioned that I'm going to do for the Naivasha people. But the other most important thing is ability. Ability to lead means mobilizing people and mobilizing resources. I'm a good debater. When I go to Parliament, I'm sure anything concerning Naivasha and its resources, I'll debate in Parliament. Any draconian rules or acts in Parliament that needs to be amended to favor people of Naivasha, I'll make sure I fight for them. And I'll make sure they are amended accordingly, tailored to fit Naivasha. The civil servants, teachers, and others have been in the forefront in fighting for your rights. Severally, the Cluster 2 group that has been, sometimes it has been withdrawn from Naivasha. Those who understand Cluster 2, you know the allowances you get being in Naivasha. I've tried fighting for you, and we restored something for the civil servants. You all know that now Naivasha is a Cluster 2, and there is no way that it is going to be withdrawn again, especially when I'm the MP, because I'll have the right hand grip on the issue. This has also benefited the hoteliers in Naivasha. They know it. Anytime it is withdrawn, it means companies and the government departments will not be coming to Naivasha for their conference meetings. So I make sure it is always there. So I have the heart of Naivashans with me, because I know the economic clusters we have in Naivasha, and I fit in all, from low cradle to the higher cradle. And with this, I'll make sure Naivasha will proceed on well. So mine is to ask the voters of Naivasha to consider me when they are going to the ballot on 9th as an independent candidate. I know you'll ask why I chose independent candidate. I chose to be an independent candidate because of Naivasha. If I were in Murang'a or in Kericho, I'll have fought for my space, political space, using the most popular party within there. If I were in Kisumu or even Siaya, I'll do that in the same manner, because I have no much self-interest, but the interest of the people within our catchment Naivasha constituency. So that's why I chose to be independent from the beginning, and I think it's something that has borne fruits. We've seen what has happened to big parties in Naivasha. There is always confusion. So with me, I came into Naivashan with Naivashans at heart. Another thing, I'm not in this politics to make money. You know, I've been a teacher. You know how much teachers earn. So comparing that with the parliament, you will see that I'm taking that my salary will be enough. Instead of eating the bursary money or CDF money, with me, I think I'll be giving part of my allowances. That is the sitting allowance and other allowances that are not entitled to my salary to the needy of Naivasha, but not the needy as I go giving to people who need, but coming up with projects, working with community-based organizations, working with the societal organizations too, or what we call the foundations, so that we can grow those in the lower cradle economically to uplift them. I believe in the philosophy of kila mtu ashibe kwanza ndio sasa ukule ya kuongezea, lakini hapa hakuna kukula ya kuongezea kwa sababu we know economically kushiba, we have a lot to do in Naivasha. We have a lot to do in Kenya to reduce that gap of the haves and the have-nots. So actually, I will work with all stakeholders in Naivasha, those who give back to society. I know the flower farms investors, they give back very well to society. As a teacher, I've seen them help our students. They have built structures for schools. I'll work with all the business community. I'll work with anybody who wants Naivasha to develop. Naivasha will be a haven of economical, what do we call it? Economic haven. Because when you know there is a lot of peace in Naivasha, making Naivasha so beautiful are the beaches, the 4 landing beaches. Ecotourism will go up. We'll have people coming from Nairobi, from elsewhere every weekend. We'll have people coming, tourism, we'll have people coming from abroad, coming to Naivasha. Basically, my leadership will give Naivasha a new face, a very new face. I know I've discussed a lot about the economic activities of Naivasha. I don't want to repeat from all the frontiers of Maimahio, Mayela, the other side of Naivasha East, and everywhere. I mean what I say, and that is why I will go down to mwananchi wa kawaida, discuss issues concerning Naivasha. They give me their complaints, compliments, anything that they give me. And here mwananchi wa kawaida is not that it is the people, the lower crowd. It means everybody who is in Naivasha and who is accessible. So I pray to God to help my team and myself in achieving this. Kindly, Naivasha people, support this team, and we are going to give the best. Make me MP, and God shall help us through. Thank you very much for the interview.